Hello all, myself V. Sushmita, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Agriculture Science, Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research. In this video, I am going to deliver the lecture from the course Introductory Nematology, topic Extraction and Population Estimation of Vermiform Nematode. Extraction. Extraction means normally the nematode extraction the based upon their feature. Most of the nematodes are in a vermiform shape. That means they are called as a roundworm. Sometimes depend upon their sexual dimorphism. Some nematodes will be reniform sized or cyst nematode or even a kidney shaped nematodes are there. So here the vermiform nematodes are extracted in different method and the cyst nematode are extracted in different method and after extracted we have to estimate their population. So these are all the things we are going to see in this video. So first of all, what we need is we need to collect the sample. So from where we have to collect the sample? We have to collect the sample either from the soil or from the root. So either from the if the soil means either from a field area or in a horticulture area, in and around the crops. Or if you are collecting a sample from a tree means a single tree, we have to collect the soil sample or we can collect the random soils tree sample from in a orchard. Like that we have to collect the soil sample and the root sample from the horticulture and agriculture field. After we collected sample, these samples are going to use for extraction of nematode. So in this extraction, as I told, the for vermiform nematode, the extraction steps are different and the extraction of a cyst nematodes either from the soil or from the root are different. So one by one we will see. In this video we are going to mainly concentrate on how we are going to extract the nematode from the soil. And after we extracted the nematode, what we have to do, we have to preserve the nematode, we have to process that, and we have to mount the nematode as a specimen. So extraction of vermiform nematode. So first of all, for this experiment, what is the objective? To extract the nematode and the cyst from the soil sample for identification, for counting, and assessing their population density. So the nematode it is also acting as a, pest or a damage causing a species for agriculture crops or a horticulture crops. For controlling that, before that we need to know what kind of pest it is or what kind of nematode it is. For that only we need to identify that and we need to count that. So for population is important thing for the damage. So we also need to assess the population and for that we have to count. So this is a main objective of these extraction of vermiform nematode. So for that, the certain materials are required. What are all that material? So for this experiment, we need a beaker, enameled metallic or a plastic pan, petri dish, sieve. So in this experiment, the important material is this sieve. So for separating the soil sample, this may be very helpful. And tissue paper, wire gauze, glass funnel, funnel stand, rubber tube, centrifuge and sucrose. Centrifuge also for separating the nematode from the sample, it is used at the last. So these are all the material required for extraction of a nematode. So for extraction of vermiform nematode, the four basic important steps are there. First one is corpse decatting and sieving method. So corpse decatting sieving method is a mandatory method. So we have to do this corpse decatting and sieving method. So then only we can go with the Berman's funnel method or modified Berman's funnel technique or centrifuge flotation technique. So one by one we will see. First one corpse decatting and sieving method. So what is the principle? So soil particles and nematodes settle at a different rate due to the difference in their specific gravity. So here based on the specific gravity we are going to identify the in different layer and we are going to collect the different layers settled in nematode. The different size in nematode are retained at the sieve of a different pore size and that is going to be collected. Procedure. So for procedure, we need a sieve is important thing and a tap water. The flow of a tap water and a beaker are the important thing. So first, what we are going to do is we are going to thoroughly mix the composite soil sample that we are collected. So we will be collected either some 10 to 15 samples. So we are going to mix it well in a composite soil sample. From that we are going to just take a 250 cc in a pan 1. In pan 1 we are taken a 250 cc of a soil sample, and in that pan we are going to add about 1 liter of water. So after the added 1 liter of water, you have to stir it well and break the clots and clumps in that pan. So we have to wait for just 13 seconds. After that, pass this soil suspension in the pan 1 to the pan 2 through the 20 mesh sieve, leaving the heavy particle in the pan 1. Repeat this process one or two times to ensure that no nematode is left in the pan 1, and discard the remaining material. So this is a simple thing. We are taken a composite soil in a 250 cc in a pan 1, and we are adding a liter of water, and we are stir it well without any clumps and clots. After that we are waited for 30 seconds, and these soil suspension which is present in the pan 1, it is transferred to the pan 2 through the 20 mesh sieving. So by this process the heavy material or clots or some big material will be present in the pan 1 itself. To ensure the no nematode should be left in the pan 1, it is again done this process at least 2 to 3 times, and then the remaining matter in the pan 1 it can be discarded. After this, stir the suspension of pan 2 gently. Wait for 30 seconds and pour it through a series of 60, 100, 200 and 350 mesh sieve. So after we filtered this after we taken a soil suspension in a pan 2, again we are going to sieve it, or we are going to pass it to the different sieve size, that is 60, 100, 200, 350 mesh sieve. So the mesh number of hectare and linear inches, and discard the filter from the 30 350 mesh sieve. So here after we done this sieving series, we are going to discard the filtrate that is extracted or collected at last through the 350 mesh sieve, so that we no need. So we can discard that filtrate. Now we are having a different layer of a residue. So one residue in a 60 mesh sieve, in a 100 mesh we have separate residue, in 200 mesh we have a separate residue. Now the residues are taken and separately put it in a beaker, and we are going to label it 60, 100, 200. So here be clear, we are only taking a residue, not a extract. We are not taken a filtrate, we are taken a residue. So after we collected the residue, so if you have any doubt if a cyst nematode may be present, means the 60 mesh size residue may most of the time contain the cyst nematode. Examine the content of a beaker labeled as a 60 for a cyst nematode, and process 100, 200, 350 mesh residue further with the following method of separating nematode. So 60 mesh sieve is somewhat bigger. So in that a cyst can be settled down. So for that the cyst can be easily taken in a 60 sieve. So the what about the remaining thing, that the residue collected in 100, 200, 350 and all. So that and all the minute particle that need some other steps to separate the nematode from the residues. So this is a Cox decatting method. So in this image itself we can clearly understood it is how the suspension is transferred to the series of sieve. Next one, Berman's funnel method. So what is the principle of these method? The active and motile nematode tend to move towards a water through the tissue paper and get collected at the base of the rubber tube due to the gravitational force. Here the specific gravity or gravitational force is highly helpful for collecting the nematode. whereas the inert soil particle and debris remain on the tissue paper itself. So this is a simple technique called Berman's funnel method. So this is a thing. So step by step. First process the soil sample by using the sieve 20, 60, 100, 200, 350 mesh in order we have been taken. So we have collected the different sieve residue, and in that we can take any residue 100, 200, 350 residue, we can take anything. Take a glass funnel of a 10 centimeter diameter, which is attached with a short rubber tube to the stem and closed at the other end with the Homan's clip. So you can see in the image, the rubber tube is ended with a clip. That clip is called as a Homan's clip, and place the funnel at the suitable support. That is a funnel stand. Fill the funnel assembly with the water carefully. After that, place a layer of tissue paper over the wire gauze. So now you are taken a glass funnel with the wire gauze and the Homan clip. Over that you fill the water. The full glass funnel is filled with the water, and you are kept a wire gauze. Over the wire gauze you are plated a layer, either one or two layer of a tissue paper. So after that, allow the nematode suspension from the corpse decating. So now we are taken a example. If I taken 100 residue suspension, so I am passing it into the tissue paper to settle and descend the supernatant for the remaining suspension and tissue paper to settle up. Now I am added all the residue, and I am adding a water in a such a way. Why? That the lower surface of wire gauze to touch the water. So if the soil suspension wire is added means it will keep on move, and the wire gauze will be touch the water present in the glass funnel. Sorry, the funnel, and the nematode in the soil suspension will migrate to the tissue paper and get collected at the rubber tube. So now here the active nematode, which will once it mixed with the water means it will freely move, and it will pass through the tissue paper, and it will be uh, present in the rubber tube. It means that through the glass funnel it will be collected at the end of the rubber tube, and collect the nematode suspension carefully after 24 to 48 hours by relaxing the Homan's clip. So we have to keep this funnel for 24 to 48 hours as such, and after that we can release the Homan's clip. So by releasing the Homan's clip, we can collect the certain filtrate like suspension. So from the suspension have some type of a nematode. So this is a Berman's funnel technique. So this is also a simple thing. By using a funnel and tissue paper, we are just collecting the active nematode by the gravitational force. So what are all the advantage of this? So here the clear nematode suspension without any debris can be obtained. So because we are using the filter paper and the Homan's clip, so only the nematode suspension will be collected. No debris, clots or clumps will be collected here. And nematode can be collected in a small amount of water. So the sampling that we are going to watch under the microscope also will be reduced. And what are all the disadvantage? So it is more time consuming, so we need to wait approximately 24 to 48 hours for collecting this nematode. And also the another disadvantages, the nematode may lose their activity due to the lack of oxygen. So it is more than 24 to 48 hours it is present in the water means the lack of oxygen will be lead to the nematode to become motile or inactive, and sedentary and low moving nematode cannot be extracted through this Berman's funnel technique. Yes, if the nematode is a sedentary, it won't move, or it will be settled in any one place means it will not filtered through the tissue paper, or it will not enter into that funnel. So this is a disadvantages. Next step, it is a Berman's funnel technique. Sorry, modified Berman's funnel technique. So here the objectives and the principles are same, but the technique it is modified. How, in what way it is modified? So there the funnel is used, here the pan is used. Pan or petri dish is used. A petri dish is used in this technique instead of funnel in the Berman's funnel technique, and modified and the nematode get collected in the petri dish directly. So how it is in the image you can see. So it is a petri dish. Over the petri dish, we are keeping a mesh or a wire gauze. Over that, a two layer of tissue paper can be placed. So now this is the arrangement. After this, as usual, we can get any residue suspension. We can add it in the filter paper, and we can add some water to to the to for the mesh and the water present in the petri dish to touch. So because of the lubricants and the activeness of nematode, it will filter through the tissue paper and it will reach the petri dish. So petri dish, it is collecting the nematode, and that nematode can be seen in the microscope after certain hours. So here the advantages of modified Berman's funnel technique. Here the recovery of active nematode is more when compared to the funnel method. It is easy to handle and it is widely employed method too. So for this method we no need any additional equipment at all. We need just need a pan and a tissue paper. That is enough. So this is also an easy handle and widely employed method. Next one is centrifugal flotation method. Centrifugal flotation method, what is the principle? The difference in specific gravity of a nematode and the sugar solution result in separation of a nematode by using the centrifugation. So specific gravity of a sugar solution is a 1.14, nematode is a 1.05. So here also the same, by using the specific gravity of a nematode with the mixing the specific gravity of a sugar. So how we are going to do this? First of all, before the experiment, we need to prepare the sugar solution or a sucrose we need. So how to prepare this sucrose? Dissolve 484 gram of sugar in a water, make up the volume up to 1 liter, and add 10% of lactic acid in the water to inhibit the bacterial and mold growth. So for this, so sorry, by this only we prepared a sugar solution. Now the sugar solution is ready by dissolving 484 gram of sugar in the water and make up to the volume to 1 liter and add 10% of lactic acid in the water to inhibit the bacterial and mold growth. So procedure. So process, the soil sample that we are collected in a corpse decanting and sieving technique. So collect the suspension in a beaker. Now we are taken that in a beaker. Distribute the suspension into the centrifugal tube equally and add water if necessary to bring the equal level in a tube to zero point 0.5 centimeter from the top. So in the image you can see. So this is a centrifugal tube. So in this tube we are going to add a suspension. So to make up to a level of zero point 0.5 centimeter from top, we can add a water. After we filled all centrifugal tubes, we are going to keep in a centrifuge, and that centrifuge are going to rotate for 3500 rpm for 3 minutes. It centrifuge at 3500 rpm for 3 minutes and discard the supernatant solution and retain the soil residue containing the nematode. Now after the 3 minutes, we are take the centrifugal tube outside and just discard the supernatant solution, and we can get see the pellet or a residue in the at the bottom of the tube. So here these residues are containing the nematode. So this is a procedure. So after that, what we are going to do now, we are having the pellet or the residue. So fill half of the tube with the sugar solution of a 1.18 specific gravity. So we are again shake it well and fill again with the sugar solution up to zero point 0.5 centimeter from the top. Now this time we are going to centrifuge at 3500 rpm for 1 minute. Now we are discontent the supernatant. After we get a residue, in that residue again we fill half the tube with a sugar solution of a 1.1 specific gravity. We are shake it well, and again to make it up to the level we are adding a zero point 0.5 centimeter of a sugar solution. Again we are centrifuged at the 3500 rpm for 1 minute. So after a 1 minute, decant the supernatant suspension from each tube, pass through the 350 mesh sieve. Never leave nematode in sugar solution for longer time. So you have to wash it immediately. Wash the residue on the sieve repeatedly with the plain water to remove the sugar solution. So the residues have some sugar coating. So for that we have to remove, wash it in the water repeatedly for removing that. Transfer the residue on the on the sieve containing the nematode to a beaker for observation. At last, the residue is collected. That residues are collected in a beaker, and we are going to observe it. So this is a technique, centrifuge method. So in this way, we are collected the vermiform nematode. So before steps, we have seen different types of extraction. So Cobb's decanting method, Berman's funnel method, modified Berman's funnel method, and centrifuge floating method. So in this four procedures, Cobb's decanting and sieving method, there's a main method where these method is it's a primary step where we are collecting the soil sample, and after that it is series of sieve technique is followed, in that the residues from a different sieves has been collected. The residues that are being collected from this first procedure has been moved to the next step, Berman funnel method, or sometime modified Berman funnel technique, or centrifugal flotation technique. So Berman's modified or centrifugal flotation techniques are mainly for extracting the vermiform nematode, but if the cyst nematode is present, means that can be easily identified in the first procedure itself. So normally in a 60 mesh sieve, the cyst may be retained as a residue. So we can take the cyst and we can observe it under the microscope. So now using this procedure, we collected the vermiform. Next, what we have to do, we are going to count the nematode. So nematode counting. So for this, what is the objective? To estimate the nematode population in a given suspension, and to transfer the nematode from one solution to another while processing. So what are all the materials required here? Here the material required is counting dish, tally counter, nematode suspension, pipette, nematode pick, etc. So these are all the material required for counting the nematode under the microscope. So in this counting also, the two method of counting is that one is direct counting method, another one is indirect counting method. Direct counting method, this method is used when the nematode population is when nematode population in the suspension is very low. So it is the easy step. So we just transfer the nematode suspension to the counting dish. So here this image you can see the counting dish. So after you transfer the nematode suspension to the counting dish, that is placed under the stereozoom microscope, adjust to one small square on the counting dish. So inside the counting dish, you can see the small squares. So one square by one square, we are going to count. So first of all, we are going to adjust one small square on the counting dish from one side under the microscope, and record the number of nematode using the tally counter. I think the tally counter we all might know. And proceed to the next square. Likewise, the count the nematode from all the squares. So this is a direct counting method by using the counting dish. Next one, indirect method or a dilution method. So this method is used when the nematode population suspension is very high. So in a collected suspension, the population is very high, means we can use this dilution method. So what is that procedure? Take the nematode suspension in a beaker. So add a volume of 100 ml by adding a water. So we have a suspension, we have to make it into a 100 ml. So about making this a 100 ml, we are going to add a water, mix the suspension thoroughly. So after we mix this suspension, we are going to transfer this into transfer 5 ml of nematode suspension to the counting disk. As usual, we have going to count the nematode as described above. Repeat this procedure for 3 times. So first time we are taking a 5 ml, adding into a count dish, we are counted. Then again you have to add a 5 ml. Like this, if you done this procedure 3 times, means we can calculate the average. Calculate the average number of a nematode per 5 ml. Multiply with 20. So 5 ml into 20 is equal to 100 ml. To calculate the total number of a nematode present in the sample, we can go with this dilution method. Next one is picking of nematode. After we pick the nematode, take the nematode suspension in a cavity block dish. Focus the nematode under the microscope, magnification of a stereosome microscope. Touch the desired nematode with the pick gently by giving the slight jerk. The nematode will float. The nematode the started floating in the water column. We can gently pick the floating nematode. We can refocus this under the microscope. Bring the picked nematode under the picked nematode with the jerk under the water. Transfer it into a drop of water. Place over a glass slide. So this is how we are going to mount it also. In picking of nematode, um these while taking the nematode by using the toothpick or any kind of small needle can be used. So but it should be very careful. So in this way we have to pick the nematode. So what we are going to do now, we are identified the nematode and we are counted and pick the nematode for the mounting, that means for the specimen. After that, so we are going to identify it what kind of nematode it is. So nematode, it is normally different type. Either it may be a vermiform nematode or a cyst nematode or different types of nematode. So based upon their structure we can identify. But sometimes the vermiform nematode, commonly in all male nematode will be in the vermiform nematode. So in that case we are going to identify based upon their host or based upon their esophagus we can identify that. In the counting method also, so in dilution method we are transfer the 5 ml of a nematode suspension for counting dish. So at the time of counting the 5 ml of a nematode, all the 5 ml of a nematode will not be all the nematode which is present in that 5 ml will not be same. Sometime the nematode count will be uh, the will be seen, but the type of a nematode will be different. That means the species will be different. So that we have to identify based upon their morphological characters, or even sometimes based upon their sexual dimorphism we can identify it. So here while counting the nematode in a dish, simultaneously we have to identify the nematode for the future case. So identification of a nematode is an important thing. And also another one thing, in Cobb's decanting method we are sieving the nematode in a series. So normally in 60 we can collect the cyst nematode. That cyst nematode should not be directly assessed under the microscope. The cyst has to be cutted or it should be threshed. So inside the cyst we can see the more number of eggs. So also sometimes these cyst nematodes can be seen on the root area or in inside the root can be seen. So for that we need to collect the sample from the root or the plant pot. That plant pot or root should be washed thoroughly and we have to see it under the microscope. So this is a process for counting the nematode. And in a direct counting method, the things we need, that we know the soil nematode suspension for counting dish. So these counting dish, we no need to count all square. So we can count approximate square. If the population is high, means we can go with the average calculation method. So average calculation method means the square the square and the nematode can be calculated or multiplied in the average and we can use that. So these are all the method for uh, counting the nematodes and for identifying. So after we identified and counted the nematode, we are going to the we are going to pick the nematode in the nematode from the After identification, we taken that nematode from the counting dish to the cavity block, and it is focused in the stereozoom microscope. And after we identify what nematode it is, we are going to kept it in a glass slide. So how we are going to take it? We are going to give a gentle jerk to the nematode by giving some kind of a uh, jerk to the nematode. So what it will do, it will just float on the water column. We can easily take the nematode and we can place it on the water drop, or over the nematode also we can place a water drop, and over that we can place a glass slide. So this way we can mold the nematode. So this is an complete experiment about how to extract the nematode from the soil sample. That is how to extract the vermiform nematode under the population density assessing techniques. Thank you.